Okay, so the website is looking very lovely, and we just want to finish off this page with something like a call to action. So if somebody has made it all the way to the end without responding to something that they could do as an action, we really want to take that last opportunity to make them do that. Now, ideally, we would have wanted them to go to the page and be like, yeah, I want to book now, let's do that. But, that can't always happen. Sometimes they want to know more about the person or service. And obviously, they might want to look at details such as, the location. Where can I do this outdoor yoga? And sometimes they're looking for social proof, obviously. So what we want them to do is not have to scroll up. If they're not so intent on it, we want to give them a reason to get in touch, and then we are able to further get in touch with them and just keep that lead on their custom. So what we want to add here is just a simple contact form. Now, this could serve different purposes. It could be just a reminder to book now. So it could be a booking form. It could be a book now, or, do you still have questions? Please do get in touch. That's fair enough. Another one might be join my mailing list. So give me your email and then I can contact you later. Whoop, whoop. And for that, you might want to give some sort of an incentive to do that. So any or all of those are great things to do, but what we would need is a contact form, and so you can decide what purpose that would have in your business. Okay, so to get started with putting a contact form on, I want to take you back to the dashboard just so that I can show you our contact form. If you recall, we installed that functionality at the beginning with the Contact Form 7 plugin, and we find that on the left menu here, as with most things. And it actually comes with one already set up for us. So if we click on contact forms, and we can see contact form 1 here. Okay, so let's edit that just so we can have a look. And this is how you would create the fields. We're just going to use the ones that we have there at the moment. And you can add other fields more simply by getting some cursor space and clicking. And you set it up and insert it. So as you would make these adjustments, it changes the code that would appear here. Okay, but we're going to leave that. We don't need that. And I encourage you, have a look at Contact Form 7, get some info on it. But yeah, you just set it up here. We used to place this onto the website by using a shortcode, which we would paste into a text editor widget. But we don't need to do that because we've got Elementor and we've got essential add-ons for Elementor, which creates a styling element for Contact Form 7, which is great. Okay, we're going to call this call to action and save. And let's go back to the front of our website. I will refresh. And scrolling on down, we are going to place a new section here and add our contact form. Now we're just going to do a very simple contact form, but I do encourage you, have a play with it. You can do some really lovely things with it. Okay, so add a section. I think we'll go with one column. We'll go with one column for now, and then I will show you another option perhaps. But I have further styling ideas on my channel, so you can have a look at those, and it might be inspiring for you. Okay, I will make this full width. So we've got the section full width, but the content area with the column here is not. And so click on the elements and type in form, and you can see Essential Add-ons has added lots of styling opportunities. We would like Contact Form 7. Drag that in. And it's there, but we can't see it because we need to go to the content and select our form, call to action. And there it is. It's not very pretty right now, but thankfully we can do that very easily now with Essential Add-ons element. Okay, so we can add a form title and we can add a description. So let's do that. We're just going to call this have questions. It could be a book now, but no, we're just going to do this. Oh, what am I doing? And form description. Let's toggle that and questions. If you have any questions before booking, please do get in touch. It's a very weak call to action, but we're not here for strategy lessons. I've really got to shut myself up, haven't I? Okay, so we're on the content. Now let's go to the styling and see what we can do about this. It looks a bit big and a bit drab, but we're just going to do some basic styling right now. So the first thing I would like to do is center these. So if I scroll on down, I'll see title and description, and I'm going to center those. I like the styling. It's pretty consistent with what we have already. But you can see that we've got all of the text, color, and typography options right there. So that's pretty nice. We would like to make this look a bit bigger. So let's do that. So this is an input, and that's a text area. So if we scroll on down, we'll find input and text area. And obviously, the more you play with this, the more you'll understand it. So we would like input width. So I'll show you. It can move around like that. I would like to leave it at a percentage. Now, what isn't happening on these is if it was 50%, it would nip on and be on one line, but we would have to alter some coding there. And we're just going to keep this nice and simple. So we're going to leave it as it is, but we do want to play with the input height. So it's just a little bit bigger. We don't want it to be too big. Oops, bigger than that. There we go, 18. Let's remember that we are, oh, no, we're zoomed in. That's cool. So input height. And if we were to type in there, we see this sort of height that we have compared to the text. Okay, I think that looks okay. Next, I think this is a bit too big. We want to bring that down, and this is called a text area. So we just want to bring that height down. Should somebody need it, if they're typing up too much, typing an essay, they would have this on the front end, so they can adjust that there. But this just looks okay like that. Okay, it looks very big, so we want to bring in the width a little bit. So I'm going to click the. Actually, no, I'm going to click the section and bring the width in using the section there. That will do. 630. And then I'm going to click the column and first of all give it a color. So background. Just going to make it white. And I'm going to give it a box shadow. There we go. And yeah, I'm going to give it that border radius because I think it looks pretty and it's quite consistent with the rest of our website. So that's looking pretty nice, and I think it would look appropriate and quite nice if we did a little trick here. We have the sections here, but we can actually pull that column into the last one, which will make it look, it'll sort of link the two sections together. So unlink this and then so we've got the column selected, unlink it, and then just bring that margin into a negative. And we just want it to be something like 20. And that looks okay. It's not too invasive, and it brings some continuity and flow, I would say. So that's looking pretty nice. I'm going to leave it like that, I would say, because that's looking like quite a nice little form. Obviously, it's good to have a bit of a background there, isn't it? So what can we do that adds that background? Ideally, I would say some sort of nondescript picture, which I would prefer if this one wasn't. And that's obviously something that you can play with, whether it looks good to have a picture background and then another picture background. I tend to like, in terms of my own design style, I like to have quite different sections as you go down. So this isn't ideal, but I'm just going to maybe bring in one of the theme colors. That obviously doesn't work. That could look nice if this was a stronger color, but we actually have a lot of subtle coloring along here. So I'm leaning towards keeping it quite simple. Something more like that. But I feel like this is a bit bare, and so I'm going to, and also a bit tall. So I'm going to add another column and drag it over here. I'm going to do away with the negative margin on this one. And what I would like to do is add a heading. and then a paragraph, something like that. And I would like this to be in the middle, so I'm going to vertically align middle. And the reason I would like this is because I feel like we could have some information on the page there, and then what we can do is take that away from here. So I'm going to go to content and take away the form title, and I feel like that makes it a little bit more, ickle and a bit nicer. So let's change this to have questions. Please do get in touch if you have questions. Or if you would like to learn more about my services. Something like that. Okay. Okay, I think that looks a bit nicer. And then I'm going to increase the content width there just a little bit. So 780. And I think that looks quite nice. I'm going to update that. And let's do away with the interface for a bit. Check that we are on 100%. And I think that it's very simple, but you can see how you can very quickly change the entire design. Just now, this was a bit wider, and it was very tall. It was quite imposing, and I think it just needs to be a simple last type of call to action, very ickle and very calm. One thing I might do though is just bring in the negative margin there, and that should overhang onto the footer, but we'll see how that occurs. But I think that just looks quite nice. Okay, so let's have a look at our first website page. And so we have You're Gonna Love It. That's just the site title. We haven't yet added the logo. We have a simple menu which we are yet to style, but it looks lovely as it is. And then we have a lovely hero image or hero banner with a nice call to action. And scrolling down, we learn a bit more about Rebecca, our instructor, and then we have a sort of short summary of each service which could help the customer go to whichever page they need or find out a bit more. Then we have some social proof and a last call to action. I think that's all looking pretty lovely. And so what we need to do now is progress to the other pages, and we're going to go to the About page. Okay, let's crack on with that one.
Hey there, it's Chris here. Thanks for watching the video. Please do like and subscribe and share and comment if you haven't yet. And I'll see you in the next course video.